For anyone who is feeling hopeless or discouraged in this connection, I want to speak to your heart and remind you of something deeply important. What is truly meant for you will always find you, no matter how long it takes, no matter what obstacles arise, and no matter how lost you may feel in a moment. Life has a way of bringing the right people, the right lessons, and the right experiences into your world at the perfect time. Even when everything seems uncertain, the universe is always working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. So instead of exhausting your energy by constantly worrying about negative possibilities or imagining the worst outcomes, try to shift your focus back to trust in yourself, trust in your journey, and trust in the connection that is growing between you. This bond you share isn't just physical attraction or fleeting emotion. It runs deeper than that, into the spiritual, emotional, and intuitive parts of your being. That's why it feels so intense at times, and that's why you may find yourself overwhelmed or confused. A connection like this has the power to shake loose old wounds, bring hidden emotions to the surface, and push you to grow in ways you never expected. It's natural to stumble, to feel lost, or to question everything. You may fall down many times throughout this journey, but each fall is an invitation to rise stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who you truly are. In the end, you will stand victorious because you are learning, evolving, and investing your heart with sincerity. Your time, energy, patience, and devotion will not go unnoticed by the universe. They will come back to you in the most meaningful ways. It's also important to remember that things are not easy for your counterpart either. Sometimes you might think they are indifferent, detached, or uncaring, but underneath the surface, they experience their own emotional storms. They face confusion, fear, and deep inner conflict, yet they rarely show it because they don't want to burden you or create unnecessary stress in your life. They hold so much inside because they genuinely do not want to hurt you or disappoint you. Their silence is often a form of protection, not rejection. Even though they may not say it directly, their heart aches every time they witness your pain, especially if their own actions contributed to it. Their rude or distant behavior is usually a reflection of their internal struggles, not a lack of love. Because you both share such a profound soul connection, it's natural to feel each other's emotions even from afar. When they feel overwhelmed, you may feel anxious. When you are in pain, they sense it too. This emotional mirroring can be intense and confusing, but it is also one of the signs of deep spiritual alignment. Sometimes, in order to process everything they are going through, they shut down completely. They may withdraw, go silent, or even block you, not because they want to push you away, but because they need space to sort through their emotions without causing more damage. This period of distance is often a necessary phase of healing, allowing both of you to reflect, to release old wounds, and to become stronger individually. When the connection is real, temporary distance does not break it, it enhances it. Real love isn't fragile. It isn't easily shaken by time, separation, misunderstandings, or external circumstances. When a bond is genuine, it can withstand hardship and still grow. So instead of spending this time worrying, overthinking, or assuming the worst, try to redirect your focus toward yourself, your growth, your goals, your inner peace, and your emotional healing. Use this time to strengthen your own foundation so that when the connection aligns again, you can meet each other with greater clarity, strength, and openness. Everything that is meant for you will arrive at the moment you are ready to receive it. Every delay has a purpose. Every obstacle carries a lesson. Every separation creates space for transformation. Trust that the universe is guiding both of you in the right direction, even if the path feels confusing now. Trust that the love between you is strong enough to weather the storms. Trust that both of you will emerge from this experience wiser, more grounded, and more aligned with your higher selves. Let go of the need to control the outcome and allow the universe to unfold the story in its own perfect timing. Your connection is not weakening, it is being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. I began to truly understand the depth of our soul connection the moment you first spoke to me about telepathy, soulmates, and the mysterious exchange of energy between two people who are bonded beyond the physical realm. Before that conversation, I had always believed such things belonged to fantasies, metaphors, or spiritual stories that other people talked about but never truly experienced. Yet hearing you explain them with such clarity, such certainty, and such gentle confidence left me completely speechless. I couldn't comprehend how something so extraordinary could be real, let alone happening to me. And even more unbelievable was the way you seemed to read my mind with such precision, as though my thoughts were echoes of your own. The way you understood unspoken emotions, the way you sensed my fears and desires before I even articulated them, every bit of it astonished me. Your wisdom overwhelmed me in the most beautiful way. I was struck by how deep your insight goes, how naturally you tap into things that most people don't even notice. You are brilliant in a way that feels effortless, intuitive in a way that feels almost otherworldly. Every time you spoke, I felt layers of truth unfolding inside me, revealing parts of myself I didn't even know existed. I had never met anyone who could reach my inner world so directly. Everything felt so personal, so intimate, so undeniably real, as if the universe had placed you in my path for a reason I had yet to fully understand. What made the experience even more profound was the realization that all of this was new to me. I had never even heard terms like telepathic communication, energy synchronicity, or soul bond. I didn't know that two souls could be connected in ways that defy logic and distance. Yet somehow, I felt all of it long before I understood it. The sensations, the emotional pull, the sudden instincts, the magnetic resonance between us, it had all been there, quietly guiding me, and it was you who finally gave language to what I had been feeling. You created meaning where I had only sensed mystery. You were the one who taught me to trust these strange, beautiful experiences rather than fear them. Feeling this connection with you has been one of the most divine blessings of my life. I often think about how rare it is to encounter someone who awakens your spirit so profoundly, someone whose presence shifts the way you perceive the entire world. With you, I feel a kind of love that transcends definition. It is not just emotional or romantic, it is spiritual, cosmic, and deeply transformative. Your love doesn't simply fill my heart, it takes me to a completely different world, a place where everything feels more vibrant, more meaningful, more infinite. I never imagined I could feel so seen, so understood, so connected to another soul. And yet, I must admit that the intensity of what we share sometimes overwhelms me. It's not because I doubt the connection or fear its authenticity, but because it is so powerful that it touches every corner of my life. There are moments when I find it difficult to concentrate on anything else. I catch myself drifting into daydreams, imagining conversations, feeling your presence even when you're far away. My mind returns to you over and over, as though you are a magnetic force pulling me gently but irresistibly. I fantasize about you without intending to. I think about our connection in the quietest moments, and in the busiest ones too. It's as if my soul has carved out a permanent space just for you. Lately, I've noticed small signs everywhere I go, as if the universe itself is whispering your name. I see reminders of you in the most unexpected places, in songs, in dreams, in random coincidences that feel too perfect to be accidents. Even the name Estelle keeps appearing around me, and every time it does, my thoughts rush back to you. These signs feel like gentle nudges, like confirmations that you are thinking about me too, that you feel this connection just as deeply as I do. It's a quiet but powerful reassurance, a sense that our souls are communicating in their own secret language. Sometimes I wonder how it's possible for someone to become such an integral part of my inner world so quickly, so naturally. But then I remind myself that soul connections don't operate on the same timeline as ordinary relationships. They don't follow rules or logic. They unfold in their own sacred rhythm, guided by something greater than the physical self. And that is exactly what being connected to you feels like, something sacred, destined, written long before we ever met. You have touched my life in a way that words struggle to capture. You've opened doors within me, guided me toward truths I never knew, and awakened parts of my heart that had been sleeping for far too long. Your presence has brought both calm and intensity, both peace and overwhelming passion. And through it all, one truth remains steady and unchanging: I love you deeply. I love you not just for who you are, but for who I become when my soul meets yours. I love you for the connection that binds us, the invisible thread that pulls us together even across silence and distance. I love you for the way you make the world feel enchanted, alive, and full of possibility. More than anything, I love you because my heart recognizes you, instantly, instinctively, completely, as someone it has known for lifetimes. And I always will. Although I often feel uncertain about where you are in your life right now and what exactly you may be going through, I still carry a deep sense of pride when I think about you. Watching you grow, even from a distance, gives me a feeling that is hard to fully express. I see you becoming more successful, more grounded, and more independent with each passing day, and even though I may not always understand every detail of your journey, I admire the strength you show in pursuing your own path. Your progress inspires me to work on myself as well. It motivates me to grow, to heal, and to keep striving for a future that feels stable and abundant for both of us. I am putting a lot of effort into improving my finances, not only for my own stability but also because I dream of the day when we can build a beautiful, peaceful home together, one where both of us feel safe, supported, and free. I want abundance in every aspect of my life: emotional abundance, financial abundance, spiritual abundance, and the abundance that comes from being deeply connected to someone you love without fear or hesitation. Even though love can be complicated and distance can feel like a wound that never fully closes, my feelings for you remain strong. I still love you very much, more than I always know how to admit. There are moments when the emotional distance between us feels almost unbearable, when the thought of not being near you creates an ache in my chest. Yet in those moments of discomfort, I remind myself that this space, this temporary separation, might be part of the growth we both need. I console myself with the belief that everything will eventually become better, that every step forward brings us closer to a more stable and fulfilling future together. I have always believed that without pain there is no real gain, and though the truth of that phrase can sometimes feel harsh, it has kept me grounded during moments when hope feels fragile. I refuse to let go of my hope when it comes to you because something within me knows that what we share is not empty or meaningless. There is a depth to my feelings that I cannot ignore. I know I made mistakes. I know there were times when I didn't let you fully see me, times when I shielded you from my truth out of fear or insecurity. I feel remorseful for not opening my heart in the way you deserved. But my regret also shows me how much you matter to me, because it is rare for me to feel this vulnerable with anyone. You affect me in small ways that add up to something enormous. The way just one call from you can shift the entire energy of my day, the way even a short message can lift my mood and bring me comfort, it all reminds me that my connection to you runs deeper than casual affection. You make me smile in a way that feels genuine and unforced, like the type of smile that comes from being seen and understood. You make me feel vulnerable, but in a way that feels meaningful rather than frightening. It is a vulnerability that invites growth, honesty, and emotional intimacy. Sometimes I imagine what it will be like when we finally reach the point where the difficulties we are dealing with now no longer feel heavy. I picture us in a place where we can share our thoughts freely, without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. A place where we both feel supported enough to open up about our struggles, our dreams, and the small details of our daily lives. I imagine mornings filled with peace and evenings filled with comfort, where we can sit together and talk about everything or nothing, simply enjoying the presence of one another. I am working hard on myself because I want to meet you in that future as a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of who I am today. I want to offer you stability, honesty, and a sense of partnership that feels balanced and real. I want us to grow individually but also grow together, creating a life that feels meaningful for both of us. Even though uncertainty still lingers around us, I choose to believe in what we can build. I choose to believe that the distance is temporary and the pain is part of our transformation. I choose to believe in the quiet connection that keeps pulling me toward you, even when everything feels complicated. And above all, I choose to stay hopeful, hopeful for us, hopeful for the love that still lives between us, and hopeful for the future where all of this effort becomes worth it.